Hello, my name is Michelle, and this is Full Bottle Worthy. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my very first Dua haul. If that sounds good, please stay tuned. Dua is an inspired by house. The majority of their fragrances do come inspired by other fragrances. Well, they do have their own creations as well. It's a house that I have been curious about for years, but I have to be honest, it wasn't until Sarah Mays, I will leave her channel down below, mentioned that they made a pretty spot on dupe for Lancome's Lavendes Trianon that I finally purchased some fragrances from Dua. The thing I want to mention about the House of Dua is all of their fragrance are extrait de parfum. And I really like that. That is one of my preferred concentrations. Another thing about the house that I learned after purchasing the fragrances is their sprays are amazing. They're very high quality. I love the way they spray. And lastly, they come in a 30 milliliter bottle or a 1 ounce bottle. So with that, let's go ahead and dive right in. The first fragrance from this haul is Got My Lipstick On. And this is inspired by the discontinued Maison Margiela lipstick on. And as I mentioned earlier, this is an extrait de parfum. And I do want to show you the sprayer because they are amazing. I'm not sure if you could see that, but they're amazing. Anyhow, this is a gorgeous powdery iris, and I absolutely love it. I find that it lasts at least 8 hours on my skin with a moderate projection, and that's because it is an extrait. Extraits tend to stay closer to the skin. So for me, this is a winner. Next, I have Miss Class, which is inspired by Miss Dior Cherie, the 2005 version. And this is the one with the strawberry, the pineapple, and that popcorn note, as well as patchouli in the base. Personally, I'm on the fence about this one. I don't know if I like it yet. I'm gonna let it sit a little bit longer. I've had these fragrances for about 6 weeks, 2 months at this point. So I've had a chance to sample them, let them set, and just kind of let them develop. When I first received them, some of them weren't performing as well as they are now. And this one I'm just not sure about quite yet. Again, this is Miss Class. Next, I have her Midnight Rose Musk, which is inspired by Narciso Rodriguez's Musc Noir Rose. And again, this is an extrait de parfum concentration, unlike the original. And when I first received this, the performance was lacking. And so I let it sit. It's been, as I said, 6 weeks to about 2 months at this point. And now I must say the performance is amazing. It's over 10 hours and the projection is moderate. So I can smell it at an arm's length. It is beautiful and it is quite similar to the original. I've tested the original and I'm very, very happy with this purchase. Again, this is her Midnight Rose Musk. Next, I have Devil of Sweets, which is inspired by Narcotica's Dulce Diablo. Now, I've sampled Dulce Diablo, and I have to say this does not have the complexity of the original. However, in the air, I think that it's going to be fairly similar. It does smell like the famous Tootsie Rolls, which people often refer to it smelling like. But what I think it lacks and is different than the original is that dried apricot note. I am not finding it in this composition. However, I will say this lasts 10 hours with strong projection. Again, this is Devil of Sweets. And last, we have Lavender Fields, which is inspired by Lancome's Lavendes Trianon. Again, this is what was the impetus behind my first trying this House of Dua. After being curious about it for many years, Sarah Mays, again, I will leave her channel down below, mentioned that she had heard this was pretty much a spot-on dupe for the original. The original has been discontinued for some time, and for me, at least in the United States, when I find it, it's typically incredibly overpriced, and the ones that are priced at market or what it's sold for originally, I'm a little worried that a dupe might be inside and not the original. I haven't had the opportunity to try the original, so I don't know what it smells like, but I can tell you what this smells like. For me, it is incredibly strong. It really is a one spray fragrance for me. The lavender is incredibly sharp for the first 10 to 20 minutes, almost metallic. And for me, I like to keep it sort of below my waist because it is so strong. I don't like to put my face up to it. It is just an incredibly strong fragrance. But what it is a slightly lactonic lavender that is slightly sweet. Not overly sweet, not sickly sweet. For me, the jury's still out. I'm really not sure if I like this yet or how it compares to the original. I'm not sure if I'll ever know how it compares to the original. But for now, I'll continue to keep it and continue to test it out. Thank you for joining me today. If you got any value out of this content, please give this video a like, consider subscribing, and I'd love to hear in the comments if you've tried any of these fragrances or what your favorite fragrances are from Dua. Until next time, goodbye.